Hey, welcome back everybody to our second matchup of the night here, where we actually have a sequel here for Venom, a chance to make some amends here, try and come back from that sweep they just came off of. And I'm joined here by Crispy. How you doing?
Pretty good, Bagels. How about you?
I'm a little tired. A little tired, but let's see if
Oh,
we'll see if we can get some high quality Rocket League action here coming out of these two teams. Actually, a grand finals rematch from last season and season 6 there. Venom taking down Orbit in a 4-1 fashion. Completely different players here for the Venom side of things, pretty much. Um, but on the Orbit side, they do have Diformia and DJD here again, so more of a mainstay from the Orbit side of things. But, they got swept by a Drake's roster that was playing with the sub, and even though they're playing with the sub, I have a feeling they're going to struggle a lot against this Orbit team, unfortunately.
yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
But yeah, I mean, any thoughts there on these two teams, or we think it's going to be a repeat?
Sorry, Bagels. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties up here.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'll give my thoughts on it. But yeah,
It's a nice.
I think Orbit's gonna have a somewhat of an easy time here. Unfortunately, I just don't think this was Venom's day at the moment. But who's to say? It could surprise me and show up here and come back and take down this Orbit team. And that being said, Rockerman supposedly was saying that Puggles was going to be subbing in here, but I don't know if he is in the lobby. Lore is still going to be playing here from the past series, so it will be the same Venom team we just saw a few moments ago.
Mm-hmm.
Are we alive now, Crispy? I'll take that as a no. As we will get this one underway here, and quickly starting off the bat, though, Venom will get a shot here and could be the momentum they needed. And Rockerman, I don't know if if you want to hop in here, what the deal is. I could solo for a bit.
Okay. My bad. My internet's kind of messing up on me here. Having a little bit of technical difficulties.
Now,
Yeah, I think we're doing good now.
okay, well that's good. Good to hear.
Yeah, I was trying to say.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
I was gonna say we did see Venom get swept by Drake's.
Yeah. Some more plays coming out here from Orbit. Quickly off that kickoff goal, but Diformia up early. Reed now here for the shot, but it's a slow roller. Not able to put that one on target, is now Grav. Trying to get this one out of defense for now. Diformia there. On the sidewall, looking to just be a nuisance. Past one, but Lore gonna send it out. Actually gonna put one out, pass to the middle. This Grav gonna take it slow. Gonna try and find a double, but not enough boost to work with. Faking out enough of a presence as Milk is gonna put a second one on. And Orbit not really looking the greatest at the moment here.
Yeah, it looks like I'll be filling in for Crispy here, Bagels. So it looks like we've got the old Rockerman Bagels combo back on Saturday Rocket League. We'll pray for Crispy's internet or whatever technical difficulties were coming about there. But yeah, Venom looking to rebound here. They had a rough first series. I think Hydra was lagging the first two games of that series, and then they subbed in Lore in the last one. It looked a lot better, and looks like they're trying to sub him in now. And hey, a great start at 2-0. So we'll see if they can continue the momentum here in the first ever Nemesis doubleheader. But Reed is coming back here, looking for some vengeance from last season, and he's going to put the first goal in for Orbit.
Just Milk a little bit too slow off the backside, and ends up securing the open net there. But yeah, I mean, they did get swept, but with every game, it did get better. You know, the blowout in game 1, game 2 was close, and then the overtime there in game number 3. But maybe they're just a best of 7, a best of 7 team. Maybe they sweep right here, and really it's a 4-3 on the day.
Oh, apparently my mic just muted. That's great. I was going to say, it's all about how you rebound there. Apologies about that. I'm having some technical difficulties. Trying to mute my mic while typing to edit the stream up on the background, so apologies, everyone. But yeah, it's all about how you rebound Bagels, and if they can pull off a solid victory here in the second of their series on the night, they can still be running that play in contention. So I'm curious to see if they can keep things rolling.
Yeah, it would be a little bit disastrous for their play-in spots at the number 10 seed if they ended up going 0-2 here. And you know, I did lie. They would not be 4-3 on the night. That's not how best of 5 work.
Close.
At best, they would be 3-3. You know, maybe they'll play one match off stream, but of course, that would not be the case, as they're looking a lot better here, but definitely a slow game overall. I mean, Orbit 1 shot and Venom 2 shots, so we're sitting about 1 shot per minute here. I've just got one more for the Orbit side of things, so now tied up at 2-2. And, you know, I was expecting from Orbit, which pretty much has been the same roster here, Rockerman, that a lot more offense, especially out of a Venom team that just got swept.
Yeah, you would expect to see a bit of offense from Orbit. I know with with DJD and Reed returning from last season's Grand Finals team that they had a lot of offense, especially in their run to make it to the Grand Finals. So they're offense heavy, and Diformia, formerly from the Space Jam org, and he's trying to make his name in here as well. I know he is a fast player, but yeah, it's a little bit interesting to see Orbit only with 1 goal, but hey, maybe they're just trying to ease into things. But I honestly think Bagels that's working against them and working right for Venom, who came off a bad series. And when you see a team coming off a bad series, you got to come right through and capitalize and just make it feel for them like they never left.
Absolutely, you want to strike while the iron is hot, so to say. But I mean, overall, both these teams playing slow, but as you mentioned, does seem to be playing in favor of Venom, who does have an open net to work with. Melk puts it on, but Diformia there to send it away to his own corner now. Taking to the dribble, but quickly dunked out from Lore, who's looking for a follow-up, but that was a quick play coming out from him and able to find the accuracy.
Lore, he's been around Nemesis for a while on and off and just got some great speed. We've seen him in the Prospect League on the Vipers before, and I think actually he's still on Vipers this season, so good to see him making a name here in the Challenger League. He's definitely got that speed. And 3-1 in favor of Venom, looking to try to turn their night around here.
Definitely, that was a good and just good read from him. I mean, not really expecting a challenger to, number one, get that dunk off the dribble and then able to find a quick follow-up right after, but he was able to do both, and that puts his team in a really good spot here, game number 1, to try and reverse this momentum. That being said, he kind of balls out his own teammate there, but, able to keep possession, so to say, with a back pass. Melk to the middle. Lore there, he's just dunking out everybody. The Prospect player seems to be the heaviest player on the field in terms of just his mass on the ball. And he now Grav making it out for Melk, and they were not ready for the screenplay to come out right there.
Yeah, just a huge demo from Grav, and he's just sitting in front of this ball, and Reed is he's just scared. He's just alone and scared in net there, and that is a tough combo to be a part of. And yeah, it's an easy goal for Venom, a nice one for them to get 4 on the board. And again, they're just looking so much better than what we saw in the last series. They're just trying to kill this ball and see if they can bring this momentum into game number 2.
Absolutely. I mean, definitely just a slow-paced game overall, but did favor Venom there, and eventually, towards the end, they were even ramping up the pressure. As I'm trying to find out the whole picture here for Challenger, see how Orbit's doing. But yeah, Orbit also in that play-in contention spot at 6-7. So for a team that made the Grand Finals last season, underperforming here, but as I mention all the time, anytime we're doing our season wrap-ups or maybe our drafts or kind of any big event, it's that I feel like the players here, Rockerman, I say it all the time, but they just get better and better every season. And rosters that had success in the past may not have success in the future unless your name is Biscuit.
True, he's eternal. He's eternal. Any time, any season, any place, he'll be winning. But yeah, other than that, really, I think you're exactly right. I mean, Challenger. I mean, with all the boundaries going up this season, just a lot of great players that have moved into Challenger League from the lower leagues. Some good players that have dropped down into the Challenger League. So I mean, really, just a lot of great players here, and it just goes to show you that you have to be constantly improving. And a team that was second best last season is just kind of middle of the pack this season. I mean, obviously the season's not over, a lot to be determined, but they're still kind of sitting around that middle of the pack area, around 500. So yeah, I mean, I think Orbit's got a lot to try to figure out here in the rest of the season. Fortunately for them, they got 4 matches to do it, but they got to be ready here to try to answer back after a tough loss. And this is probably one of their most crucial games all season, as like you said, they are in the thick of the play-in race.
Yeah, this is a huge game. I mean, even more huge for Venom to try and keep in contention, as they have now moved to 5-8 after that first series loss. And if they lose this one, they will almost surely be out at a 5-9 record. But Orbit, if they win this, they'll move to 7-7 and be right cemented in between that 8 and 10 spot. And that would be good for them for the last 2 weeks of the season. Maybe even just going 2-2 would secure themselves a play-in spot. But I mean, that being said, it does seem that they have the quick look from the standings. It looks like they got the toughest division there. They got you guys in Ascension. They got Raptors and Race. I mean, that might be the worst possible division to try and come back from. I mean, Race is the 3rd seed in that division, and they're at 9-5.
Yeah, no, people have been calling the Challenger Central Division Division of Death, because, like you said, you got Raptors at 13-1, Ascension is 12-2, and then the Race are the 3rd best team, but they're 9-5. So I mean, this Orbit team, having to play all those teams, 6 different times in the season. I mean, that's just a tough one to try to get in. So we really don't know how good this Orbit team is, despite their record. And we'll kind of see what they're made of in the last couple of games. But they need these wins, especially Bagels, as when you're going to be playing Raptors, you're going to be playing Ascension again, and you're going to be playing Race. I mean, those are 3 insanely tough games, and where they sit, winning a game like this could be the difference between them making the play-ins and them, being the last one looking in.
To the series at hand, as Reed almost got a nice Doomsy dish about 20 seconds ago, but a quick save came out from Milk, and he's got 3 saves already, and he's looking to get involved on the offense with a pre-flip, but DJD able to push that one to the corner. Lore is looking for a shot, forced the double commit, but Milk, he's up high off the backboard, grab up early, gets a good 50, just might loiter its way in, and it will off the ceiling. And something about Venom from the first to the second series is doing wonders for him right now.
Oh my god, he got the double tap on that Bagel off the ceiling. I couldn't even tell if he hit that double tap, but that's an insane read from Grab. He's been showing off mechanics in both these 2 series, and I mean, that's just a huge shot to give Venom a 1-0 lead. Is they are looking to turn the tables after getting swept in the last one. They're looking to possibly turn the sweep if they can keep things moving for the latter half of this game and into the next.
As Reed looking for a bump to try and shut down the momentum, but the momentum just swings right back the other way. How the turntables have turned in just about 2 seconds with a huge dunk from Lore again.
Yeah, Lore, a huge dunk, and Grab, he's just waiting there for the speed. Power shot from him on the corner, and 2-0 now. Venom, I mean, they're looking like a completely different team than we saw in their last series, and I mean, that just goes to show you that different opponent, maybe they got a little bit warmed up and realized we talked through a couple of mistakes, but they just look completely different in this one, and it's quite impressive.
Yeah, as almost a lofter all the way across the field. I guess it will work its way in off of a mistouch, and I mean, Venom, they're playing better, but Orbit, this is quite the subpar performance from them so far. As they don't come back here, they'll be looking at an 0-2 on the series so far.
Yeah, that will be a tough one to come back. As Grab, he tosses in a hat trick, so shout out Grab for the hat trick here. But yeah, Orbit just not looking that great. I'm not sure. I believe they just recently picked up Diformia, so I'm not sure, quite what the roster was before that. But I mean, I don't know, just they look a little bit discombobulated here. Venom just looks to be the more aggressive team, getting all the pressure, and as you see, a situation like that, it's just hard to get the clears out. It seems for Orbit, and when they do, it's just not resulting in anything on net.
And again, just missed touches right there from the Orbit players. Diformia on the mid boost, just not able to secure it, and two players eventually turn around, but forcing the double commit on themselves as DJ was looking for the double. Diformia with the open net could be the start of a comeback, potentially.
And finally, Orbit's going to get on the board here in game number 2. DJ, he's looking for that one, but Diformia, he was able to help him out, find the follow, so a good start there for Orbit, and we'll see, a minute 30, a lot of time left to get 2 goals.
And then, even though Diformia may have been recently added, this is still the same roster from last season, essentially, even though they split up for a short period of time. So, expecting the chemistry to be there, but it certainly doesn't look like it. But this ragtag team has been recently reunited. We'll have about a minute here to try and find another comeback, but another save from Grav. First save of the game, actually. I was thinking about Milk, who has 4. But able to hold on as 2 Orbit players in the corner, and again, they're just not coordinated. They're just flying around, just trying to scramble and find an opportunity. But Diformia looking for the dunk, and again, DJ was up in the corner for no reason, essentially. Reed taking it slow. But again, just dunked out from these Venom players. They're not trying to let anything get snuck by. This Diformia with another air dribble. Perhaps looking for the pass, but couldn't quite get the height on it. With just 30 seconds left here, Rockerman, I don't know, they're just... It's almost just like they're flies. There's no coordination. They're just flying around.
They really... It just... Yeah, they're just not connected in this one, which is really weird, Bagels, is they're trying to get something. I mean, still some time left. Is Reed trying to put it in the midfield? Oh. A shot's going to go through. DJD is going to secure it. And, well, maybe they have a little something going here. Now 16 seconds remaining, and it's a nice little play here. Reed pops it up, and DJ secures it. So 16 seconds, it's possible. We'll see. We'll see what they can do.
They're going to need a good kickoff goal here, as for in the last 30 seconds, Diformia has just unleashed the ball chase mode, and here he is again off of the corner. Perhaps was looking for the flipper step. It gets a huge dunk, not going to roll quite in and grab the savior on the goal line, but still dangerous. But Milk going to try and bang this one away up to Lore, who's back passing it, and Grab is keeping it up. This is not good for Venom. Opportunity, but it's going to get blocked out from Grab again. I have no idea what Lore was doing, but trying to push that one back onto his side. And for some reason, I don't know why 2 players from Orbit were waiting for it, but almost disaster for Venom in the final seconds there.
Yeah, they almost gave it away, but, you know, as we've seen in this entire game, Grab just an absolute menace performance right there with 3 goals and 2 saves to his name. So just a huge game from him. And you know, Bagels, it's really weird to me to see this Orbit squad. You know, I know there's been some time since the grand finals last time, but these are the guys, this is the team. This is the team from season 6. I mean, obviously we knew DJD and Reed were returning, but they added Diformia recently back to this roster to try to maybe reunite that grand finals chemistry, and it's just not there for whatever reason. You know, I don't know if it's just the time, maybe the play styles have changed, maybe a team chemistry. I don't know what it is, but Orbit, they find themselves down 2-0 here, and it's going to be a tough road now, as they're going to have to try to pull off the reverse sweep.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely picked up the offense there, especially towards the end. Diformia got a lot of solo play opportunities, but, I mean, just the mechanical factor just wasn't there. He started the air dribble. He got like 3 air dribble opportunities, but it just ended up slipping off of his hood, and, I mean, maybe just a factor of not enough practice right there, but the opportunities were presented as a quick toink, almost gonna come through off the kickoff, but I mean, just the solo plays weren't working out for Orbit. Opportunities themselves were there, but just didn't have the ice to secure them, as Grab should have an open net, but just off target. And another chance for Venom to start out with a quick 1-0, but accuracy was not quite there. But I mean, really, we got to kind of give it to Lore here, Rockerman. I mean, good reason why the Vipers are sitting at a 10-4 record, and you know, he's looking pretty competent on the field here.
Yeah, Lore, I believe he came back pretty recent, but he's made an instant impact to the Vipers. Like I mentioned, I believe he was on the Vipers way back in Season 2, if my memory serves, at least season 2, season 3 area, if I recall correctly. So Laura's been around in Nemesis for a while. He hasn't really moved up too high in the ranks. But he's always seemed to be a very solid player in the Prospect League, and he's coming to play here in the Challenger League. And Venom, ever since they subbed him in at the end of that first series, in that game 3, they just looked a lot better for whatever reason, and it's worked well for him as Formia's trying to drop one on net here for Orbit on the counter.
Too slow and slightly off target as well was the shot from Diformia. And again, it seems like Diformia is being given a lot of the opportunities here. And like I was saying, in the last 30 seconds of game 2, he was just ball chasing. And I think eventually his teammates started to respect the ball chase, and the double commits weren't coming out as much. But I mean, if your one player's getting the opportunities and he's not sealing the deal, but here he is with the top shelf shot, and he will finally put in one of those opportunities.
Yeah, Diformia, I remember him as a scorer from Season 6, and he's looking to take over here. I mean, DJD and Reed maybe trying to play back in their normal play style they've had this season, but I think Bengals are kind of adapting on the fly here and kind of learning, where each other need to be, trying to remember that rotation from Season 6. And we might be seeing them just make incremental improvements there, as it might be Diformia that needs to get the offense going for this Orbit squad.
I mean, he definitely was a top scorer, a top person in the stats there for Season 6 in Challenger, and he's looking for another opportunity. Almost ended up landing on it, but ends up setting up DJ, who will put another one in. But, 2 good opportunities from Orbit, but really 2 more mistakes from Venom, as Milk ends up just with a soft pass to the middle.
Yeah, Milk, he's trying to get a clear out, and just unfortunate touch, and DJ, good speed and good positioning by him to be right in the middle of the field, ready for that ball. And Orbit starting things out here. This is what you got to do when you're faced with the nearly impossible, the reverse sweep attempt. You got to come out strong and assert your dominance in game 3. This is the easiest one to win in the reverse sweep, for sure. But if they can start out the momentum here and get a good solid victory, maybe add a couple of goals, they can get Venom to feel themselves. Like we said, Bagels, they had that series earlier where they got swept, so you start putting some doubt in Venom's mind, they might fall back down, and you might have a chance to bring it all the way.
Battle is, in fact, the toughest battle in video games or in real life, regardless. You always got to keep that mental up. But in here, that would be a struggle if they did, in fact, ended up starting to give this one away, as Orbit had a man on defense, but some wasn't going right here. I don't know.
Yeah, Diformia, I guess he didn't have boost. I think he was waiting for that back boost to spawn there, didn't get it, and just wasn't expecting that one to be placed so high. And that's a tough one. The Orbit's gonna have to be careful here, because Venom, they can smell the blood in the water, and you let them tie it up, and things could go pretty poorly for you pretty quickly.
Diformia trying to make up for his mistake right there with another opportunity, but ends up getting saved out. Now, DJ with a high-flying pass over to Reed. What a play, but a better save from Melk, who has gotten saves between Melk and Grab all series. They've been doing the defensive work, while Lore, the prospect player, has been doing a lot of the offensive dunking and just getting good 50s. But my goodness, what a way to stop out that passing play.
Yeah, that was huge. I believe Milk had 5 saves in the last game, so the man is a defensive wall, and you saw it there again. And yeah, he's also been another guy that's been in this victory org for a long time. It was a huge flick, and another save from Milk. He is a menace. Another shot, and another save. There he goes.
He didn't even get credit for that one.
He's just going in. He doesn't need credit. We're giving him all the credit right here on Stream Bagels, because he's on a defensive performance right now.
I mean, just what a almost a pre-jump, not quite a pre-jump, but absolutely a play that has to be made. And Lore, he's just barreling through the 50s. The players, anything trying to get another goal here to try and tie this game up, as Melk does get an easy save there. I guess that makes up for the one he really needed to get credit for, but as now Venom on the retreat, but DJ gonna pitch this one back into the hands of Diformia, taking it slow, looking for another flick. Not quite on target, but good decision-making from Diformia, who was struggling in the first 2 games and looking like he's in peak performance now, and they're gonna need him to continue that performance for the last 30 seconds here if they want to start this reverse sweep. Taken to another dribble. He's balling out all the Venom players, also bumping his teammates, so a little bit of a one-man team on the field. But Reed, huge 50, looking for the follow. Will find it. Milk off the side. Diformia there for the shot. I mean, just every ball is just getting handed to Diformia. Here he is again. He's just all over the field. Every chance is coming his way. He's taking the dribble, wasting all the time, looking for a pinch. Falls out. His teammate doesn't matter. I mean, literally, he just took the game into his own hands the last 30 seconds of the game again.
Sometimes that's all you gotta do there, Bagels. You gotta take matters in your own hand. Your team's struggling a little bit. Someone's gotta step up for the team. And I mean, this one it was Diformia. I mean, that's a huge performance. He's looking very solid and looking very mechanical, taking the space when he's given it. And I mean, that's just how you're gonna do it here. If you're Orbit, it seems they may have found a little something there. They gave up one awkward one to Venom there, but they just looked a lot better. I think it was just an all around solid game. Venom couldn't really get anything going. Not many shots on their end, and Orbit now starting to look for the reverse sweep attempt. And Bagels, I saw Sans say this in chat. Venom could be they're the first team to have a double header on stream, and they could become the first team to get swept and reverse swept in the same stream. So we are praying for them. God bless. But it's gonna get dangerous here as we're heading to Game 4 on Forbidden Temple.
You know, sometimes you want to make Nemesis history, sometimes you really don't. No one knows that better than the 0-18 Wisps. So, I mean, you just don't want to do it. So for the love of God here, Venom, don't be that guy. don't be that guy. Oh no, it's good. Oh, I thought the net was open, but thank goodness Lore was there. But a quick counter over to Grav and Lore. He's actually here for the follow, but not able to find the touch as Reed gonna send it off his own backboard. DJ with the pass over to Diformia, another light touch. Perhaps was looking for Reed, but Reed was not quite in position. Now ball stuck in the midfield. Lore, pass over to the side. Should be able to get corralled from Melk here. With solid clear out. Gonna land on it and get a 50. He does off the corner. But I don't know, it looks like the pressure here, maybe the mental is starting to get to them, Rockerman. The aggressiveness from Venom is, they don't have that same bite, so to say, right now.
Yeah, really, they just look like they're getting back to their old ways, and that's what I was concerned about, Bagels, and what I was hoping that Orbit would try to do if they were to come back in the series is, put some pressure on Venom and make them get stuck in their zone, and their mental might just go down the drain as they lost that first series in a sweep, and, you just got to put some pressure on them, get some doubt in their mind that they can't win this series, and you could bring yourselves back. But really, for Venom, if they're going to try to come back in this one, they got to get some clears out. They're getting some saves, but they're not really getting clears in transition on offense. So look for the transition plays, try to find your teammate on a clear, and just get a solid clear. As Milk's trying to drive one towards net here in Game 4.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just the fact that this isn't the official roster here for Venom or what the deal is, but it seems like the main component of offense here is Lore. I mean, I didn't really mention it, but a second ago, he's just getting so many dunks yet again. I mean, he's already got 2-3 huge dunks here on the offensive side, and he seems to be the spearhead of the Venom offense. And when spearhead of your offense is a prospect player, it's got to be a little concerning. But I mean, he's definitely been stepping up big, hasn't looked out of place, so not quite sure if this is just the way the Venom offense normally plays. A lot of low shooting affairs, as Melky did almost get a nice solo play a few seconds ago, but not able to convert on it. He is looking to get a flick out, and Lore with a demo, thought the net was open by Diformia, was still back, able to find the save, and even this is going back to Game 1 where we're only at 4 shots in about 3 minutes. And I don't know, I'm starting to get worried here, Rockerman.
Every second that goes by, I feel like there's obviously a lot of pressure on Orbit, but I feel like just because we set this stage, Bagels, it feels like there's a lot of pressure on Venom on knowing that, they got swept in the first match, and if this goes to Game 5, they could be getting a reverse swept, so I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them, but I think on the pitch-wise, I think Orbit is definitely feeling a lot of pressure, and they know that they need a goal here, and especially with the way this one's going, with the offense, it's a shot attempt coming through, Reed is going to put it home, and the pressure is on now, as Orbit is going to strike first in Game 4.
I mean, Diformia is on the bat. All 3 players are inside of the Venom box, and you still get converted on. All they had to do was find a clear, and surely a counter would have been made for Venom. But again, Diformia, I think they found out after they went down 0-2 in series, they just need to release the beast, so to say, as he almost finds a crazy redirect right here. not able to quite find the accuracy, but I mean, they've just let Diformia run amok on the field, and sometimes it's for bad, but 80% of the time it is for good. It little strange in how he gets the work done, but he's getting the dirty work done. He's making the plays, and BJD and Reed are kind of just there to support him. And he was on the backboard in the last play, but maybe that's just what they needed.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes, like I said, Bagel, sometimes you just gotta take it in your own hands, go to the backboard, get some passing plays. Hey, you know what? I respect it. As these guys have been high flying, and like we said, Diforme, he's been great this series. And if the other guys, DJD and Reed, can look for Diforme and try to feed him on offense, it could be the winning strategy. Is this game is just 1 minute remaining in Venom. Just so much pressure on them to not go to this game 5. I really think Bengals that they need to score in this game, and they need to try to win this in regulation if possible. Otherwise, in overtime, is this one dangerous but not going to go?
Surely would have been the dagger right there, down 2-0 as Lore struggling to maintain control here. The panic starting to settle in. He had complete control, but was just trying to rush too many of those touches. The 50 comes out, but Grav sending it off to the side. Diformia cutting it off, but right into the hands of Melk, who will get a banger on target. Reed, he's last back. Gets it to the corner, but Lore going to get demoed, but was right behind him. Now to the backboard once again. Reed looking for the clear. He does find it. Bring it off in the midfield is Lore. Melk queues up early, but Diformia there to meet him. Final 10 seconds as Grav rushing the touch off the sidewall. Nobody here. It's just him. Able to slip it past, forces the double commit if Lore can get a decent touch, but it will touch the ground. And now I'd have to get out our little notepads here. History might be in the making, and not how you want to see it be made.
Bagels, I guess any way you could have drawn this up, it would have been history, since they are the only team to have played a doubleheader in the same night on a Nemesis stream. So regardless, I guess there would have been history, but now we're in scary territory. Venom, they get swept in the first series. A tough one against the Drakes. The Drakes, they had a great series, but now in this one, they're up 2-0. It looked like they were doing good. They had everything going for them. Laura was popping off, Grav and Milk were making insane saves, but all of a sudden they now find themselves losing these last 2 games, and Orbit could pull off their reverse sweep. And the Bagels, the pressure is solely on Venom. It is all in their heads right now if they're going to get reverse swept or not. And I would not want to be any of these guys on the Venom squad. There's just so much pressure here to win this game, and this is where we're going to see what Venom's made of. This is not only the most crucial game of their season, but it might determine whether or not they're going to make the play-ins.
This might be a do or die moment for sure here for Venom. And I mean, this is the stat we always pull up, especially when you and me are casting in the playoffs. Whoever scores first, more often than not, wins. And every team that has scored first has actually won the game in this series. And Venom, they had a chance. They had an open net in game number 3 to secure the first goal, and they missed their mark. And perhaps if they found it, they would have swept out in this series. But we'll never know, as we are headed to Champions Field here between these two teams. A Grand Finals rematch. Different looking team here for Venom, but still a dangerous one as we've seen. But that being said, this might be the lowest shooting total I've ever seen for a team. I think they must be averaging 4 shots a game here, Rocker Man. And against this Orbit team, that's just not going to get it done.
Yeah, they really need to ramp up the offense. It can't just be Lore. Milk has got to help him out. Grab has got to help him out. We know they're mechanical. All these guys on Venom are super mechanical, but you cannot be having the prospect lead the offense. It may have worked at the beginning when all things were going good, but now in this game 5, you need your guys to step up. You need Milk, you need Grab. This is their time to step up and try to will their team here to this victory that is so desperately needed.
Scared for Venom, as they will actually have an open net off the side post, and there is one of the 2 players we were mentioning we wanted to see. Grav with the snipe, had a lot of room to work with, but, got the job done.
Hey, he got the job done. A little finesse there, a little air roll shot to put it in, and that is the man we wanted to see. We needed to see some grab. He puts it in. A great start here for Venom that they needed, and like you said, the team that scored first has won every time, so we're going to see what Orbit's made of. They're looking to get revenge for last season's loss in the grand finals, albeit different teams, but if they could pull off a reverse sweep, I'm sure they would be very satisfied. They're looking for the answer here, and a shot going to go through. It's Typhormia. The offensive menace is back to tie things up.
This was a good leave here from DJ. Jumps up. Well, I mean, I say good leave. He had no chance of making that read. Perhaps Typhormia knew that. But a solid read off that corner. Not quite the Grandmaster's fake strat. But, Typhormia able to find a nice solid read to tie this one up, and a huge goal to reverse the momentum here. And actually did get a pancake off the sideball, but not quite able to do much with that touch. But I was scared in the first minute there, Rockerman, as Typhormia had a free dribble. I just keep trying to go back to this play, but they just don't. Venom doesn't even want me to bring it up. Every time I bring it up, they just score. As Typhormia just got absolutely bodied in the midfield.
I got a little bit scared there, Bagels. When Laura went up for that redirect, I thought he was going to shank that off the post for a second. I got a little bit concerned, but hey, he secured it, and it's a good one. It was a good one there for Venom, and I mean that's what they need. They needed an answer. It seemed like the last couple of games they haven't had any answers for what Orbit's been doing, and now finally they're looking to turn on some offense as Milk is trying to drive it in. And it's good to see Venom putting on a little bit of pressure here. And now Orbit is kind of stuck here. Oh my goodness, what a save from TJD to keep it out of the net.
Oh, and he has the read. He has it. He will find the double tap off of the backboard. And Venom, I don't know if there was a pep talk. I don't know if Fishy and Puggles came into Team VC or something. Something has changed between games 3 and 4 and game number 5 here. This is a different looking Venom team. And I was going to say they were averaging 4 shots. But Grab, he's got 5 shots to his name himself.
Yeah, it's impressive, and I think you're exactly right. There had to have been something, Bagels. They had to have talked. They said, hey, we are not getting reverse flip. We are not losing 2 series on the same day. And Milk, I mean, he is trying to step up for his team here, and they needed it. Like we said, we needed one of those guys to step up. It can't just be Allure who's subbing up to try to make all the efforts. It has to be those guys, and as now as we approach halfway, Venom leading 3-1, but we've seen Orbit. They are no strangers to battling back in this series.
Definitely had a huge physical presence on the field as well. One more dribble play from Typhormia and a demo from Reed or DJ could spell a lot of trouble here for Venom, but as long as they stay away from those dribbles, as Reed's going to take the one here, 50 off the ceiling, and a bit of a team pinch will leave the net open. Milk, he's looking for one more double tap off the side, perhaps even just a pass, even almost able to slip down the 0-degree angle, but Lore taken with a ceiling pass of his own, but nobody in position. Grab not wanting to commit on that play as DJ, he's hunting for the demos, can't find any, and trying to be a nuisance, pulling the Typhormia strat, and it's starting to work. Venom, they're starting to panic on the defensive side, but they need one more crucial play to try and mount a 2-goal comeback.
Yeah, DJ, he's one of the Nemesis demo leaders in the Challenger League this season, and he's trying to put a shot on that. He's an offensive player, too, as he puts it home, getting Orbit now back within 1.
And a good pass from Typhormia. 3 players on the goal line, but nobody can find the quick read off of the corner. And not quite sure who that last player was rotating back, but too close on the near post. And that's actually where the shot ended up going. But either way, DJ with the slot. Oh, and Typhormia with an unfortunate touch. Milk, he had the open net, but he slams it off of the backboard, trying to scramble for a follow-up. But Reed, he's looking to get this one out. Doesn't look like he has any boost to work with here. As Typhormia will double commit, but straight back into the hands of DJ. Grav will send it away, and now the fear starting to settle in for Venom once again as a missed touch to the middle, but Reed, he can't find it. Typhormia flopping in front of DJ, but still dangerous here for Venom. One more pass, and I think I saw another Typhormia flying through the air, and they're crashing the box, Rocker Man, and it's only a matter of time before they break, I think.
Oh my goodness, the pressure is on for Orbit. They know they gotta go, and Venom, they got stuck there, but a great clear to get it out. And Orbit, they are probably gonna have 1, maybe 2 more attacks here to try to put it in. Here comes a shot off the backboard. Typhormia, he's free jumping to tie it up in game 5.
Why is he pre-jumping? We'll never know, but it does in fact work. Why is he there? You know, I mean, I could say that about the last 3 games and like half the spots he was in, but you know what? That's just at the end of game 2, that Diformia, the last 30 seconds of the game, he just started to play like an absolute madman. But that being said, Venom come straight back off of the kickoff, and not what you want to see if you're Orbit.
You gotta have someone cheating up there. And is this Forbidden Temple Bagels after that last goal and a kickoff goal there? What is going on in game 5 here? Venom 26 seconds away from staving off the reverse sweep. But Orbit, they have had some chaotic energy here, and they gotta look for one more.
Good opportunity. It's gonna slip down off of the backboard, but a huge save from Grab as Reed with the back pass, but there's nobody home on that side of the field. As Diformia over to Reed. Keeps it up, looking for the solo play. Perhaps the flip reset. He's looking for the double tap off the side, but a huge defensive stand as a 50 to the middle. And Venom will hold off the reverse sweep. They will not make Nemesis Gaming League history. They have avoided the sweep and the reverse sweep in the same day. Albeit not very convincing. You know what? They got the job done.
Oh my goodness, they did get the job done. They threw for some content there, Bagels. They said, hey, we got swept in the first match. We're going to come back, you know, give them a little something here in this one. But, I mean, oh my goodness, that was an intense series, to say the least. And, I mean, Venom, they showed guts there, Bagels. I mean, it just seemed like the momentum was all in favor of Orbit, but they came out strong and just strong enough in this game 5 to hold on. And they're going to keep their playoff and play-in hopes alive.
So slightly, the game differential not exactly in their favor today, going 3-3. But you know that a win is a win, and they just might have enough hope, some luck to try and sneak into that 10 spot there. But I mean, they got some other solid teams ahead of them in the Papayas, Snowstorm, Hellcats. Orbit will now move to 6 and 8, so they'll be right in that 10 spot area as well. And, you know, it's just going to be a battle there for the last 2 weeks between those 4 teams to try and secure that 10 spot. But, you know, even if you do get that 10 spot, it is no guarantee.
No, I mean, Challenger is scary this season. And like you said, now with this loss, I think, and Venom is a win, it still puts us with 9 teams, Bagels. There are 9 teams that are ranging from 6 and 8 to 7 and 7. That's insane. There are 9 teams separated by one match, excuse me. I mean, the race to the end here in Challenger League, 4 matches to go. I mean, it is going to be insane to see who's going to make it in. I mean, we already know Raptors, Flame, and Ascension. They are the top 3 dogs. They're all locked into the playoffs already. But I mean, anywhere from Race, Motion, Bishops, Dissolve, Drakes, Orbit, Hellcats, Snowstorm, Papayas, Venom. That's literally like over half the league, and any one of them could be in, any one of them could be out. I mean, what more could you ask for heading into the final 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely you want to see some battles. You want to see some scrambles in the playoff contention race, and look no further than the Challenger League. I mean, heck, look no further than Prospect or any of the other leagues. As always, like I was saying earlier, the players just get better and better every season. Obviously, there's going to be some unfortunate blips on the radar. We do have some 1-13s. We do have some 2-12s. A 3-11 there in Novice League. But I mean, overall, I mean the competitiveness on the grand scale has exceptionally improved over the seasons, and couldn't be more happy with the way things have been turning out here. But yeah, Challenger. Definitely the pinnacle of contention right there. Like you said, 9 teams within those last few spots of the play-in range, and I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, and like we said, it's gonna be a scary time, Bagels, especially for Orbit. I mean, this was almost, it wasn't a must-win for them, but they have the Central Division, who we talked about. They have Raptors, they have Ascension, they have Race in 3 of their final 4 games. And I mean, that is going to be tough, a really tough road for Orbit to see if they can make it in. Maybe one of those teams like Raptors and Ascension, since they've already clinched playoffs, maybe not playing as hard, but I know they're going to be gunning for the 1 seeds for sure. But yeah, they've got a tough schedule. And for Venom now, after going 1-on-1 on the night, I mean, they have some matchups against a couple other contenders. So they have Dissolved, they have Assassins, who aren't quite in, but they also have Hellcats and Bishops. So 3 teams at 7-7 that Venom's coming up against. And yeah, like I said, the next couple matches are going to be crucial, and the Challenge League 8 is going to be fun to watch in the final couple games here.
Yeah, especially once they end up getting Koala back, who they were missing out on tonight. They should have quite the easier road there from orbit to try and sneak into that 10 spot. Because yeah, I mean, Ascension, Raptors, and Wraiths. Those are the 3 of the top 4 records in the league, and even if you go 2-2, I mean, there's no guarantee anymore with all those 6 and 8, all those 7-7 teams. So I mean, you got to try and maybe deal a 3-1 there. Maybe I mean, I don't know. Going to be pretty tough to do either way, but yeah, I mean, that's going to do it from us tonight. Excited to get into these final weeks here, final playoff clinching scenarios, playoffs around the corner. Always exciting times.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, I'm super excited for the play-ins. Also excited. I got some merch in. I don't know if you guys saw. I wasn't planning to be on the stream to represent the merch, but one of the Nemesis sweatshirts just came in. Pretty good quality. It's actually pretty comfortable, and the print quality is actually really good. So if you guys are interested, there's a lot in the Nemesis store. Link is in the chat there. Merch.nemesisleague.com. So a lot of cool stuff going on in there. So if you guys haven't checked it out, definitely check it out. It's actually maybe I surprised myself with how good quality it was. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy, Bagels. Last couple matches, I'm super excited. I can't wait.
I mean, playoff implications all over all 5 leagues, of course. The hoodie does look pretty nice. I just can't justify buying a hoodie in 105-degree heat, though.
That's true. That's why you got to buy the T-shirt. The T-shirt.
Yeah, I like the hoodie though.
Hey, the hoodie is really nice.
Winter clothes are the best looking clothes.
True.
I could get my 5-inch, booty shorts, but sometimes I don't always be showing off the legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but anyways, that's gonna do it here for us tonight on Saturday Night Rocket League. Venom making almost double history. They almost got reverse swept and swept in the same game. But hey, you know what? It was the first doubleheader on stream here for Nemesis. But they end up the night 1-1, and we will catch you guys back for the last of the 2 weeks here for Nemesis Season 7 coming up on Monday, and we got playoff implications all over the board, and we'll see you guys next time on Monday.